like to have a little discussion here. Guys are talking about these clone saws and OEM. I just want to give my opinion, and that's based on the FarmerTech G372 XP. I got a FarmerTech G372 XP. I think it cost me $200 and something, $69 to my door. I put a Walbro carburetor off a 372, which was probably around $100. And I ended up, after I sold it to the guy, he had a problem. I had to put a coil on it. So $200, $350, $400 plus the work, you're looking at about a $550 saw. Okay? The guy used it. He bought himself a new Husqvarna, and I ended up buying it back from him. And it's still running. I could fire it up. Runs great. So, what's my experience? Well, I would say personally, if you are in a business, you're depending on that saw for an income, I would go with an OEM. Or if you want to, save money, a used OEM, and then or buy a couple of them part saws, learn how to do it. You're still going to spend money, but you may be able to get something for half, three-quarter of new. How do these things perform? The G372, I would say out of the box, was about 20% slower than a stock 372 XP. Okay? With the mods and everything I did to it, for the $550 that it would cost to have one built and sent to your house, now it's probably about 8-10% faster than a stock. Okay? The fuel economy, they drink gas. There's nothing, it's just the design. For whatever reason, they're very thirsty. And there's really nothing I can do about that. It's just the way it is. It's just what they give you here. Longevity, mine's still running, but I've talked to a few guys that I trust, and they have said, "No, this lasted me this." So I'm getting between 1/3 and 1/2 of the life of an OEM saw. So you're spending the money, you're getting something 20% slower, uses more gas. The price is cheaper, but it's not that much cheaper, and you get between 1/3 and 1/2 life. So, like I said, for me, I picked this bad boy up here for less than $700 to my door. Gas and go, there you go. That's the other thing about the clone saws too. Be ready to be screwing around with stuff, and there's a lot of little things that are breaking, and you got to fix them or whatever. And that's just my opinion. Now, there may be individuals out here with clone saws that they get from another vendor that are vastly improved. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I did have an email with the guy from the Metal and Wood channel, Steve, and he had a couple of 272 XPs, and we were going back and forth. And basically, I told him, well, I cut a lot of wood, especially, around this time of the year. It might be a good situation to use that saw to really put it in real world circumstances, and to possibly modify it. And he said, yeah, we'll do something. I'm going to shoot a video, which he did, of a saw running, and it ran. It looked like it oiled. Everything was where it should be. The only reason I didn't do it was because of the price. He wanted $450 shipped. I got this for $700. So, for me, at that price point, it was too much. Now, again, I've never run that saw. There may be a factory, but and then you got other guys on YouTube coming out and saying, well, you can buy that saw for $80 or whatever. Well, maybe you can, but is it the same product? We don't know. And again, I can only speak to what I have run. The Farmer Tech, I did the experiment. I think it's a nice saw. I think it's a saw for somebody that if they want to get one built, that will exceed the stocker, cut their wood, their 100 cords or whatever, knock the heck out of it, and then make enough money. But ultimately, I would say you're better off with the OEM or get a part saw or whatever and build from an OEM, because I think they're going to last longer. Just my opinion. Is there anything wrong with the saw? No. Once you figure out but X amount of money for this, and then you got to fart around with it. What happens if you're out in the woods and you have problems with it? This right here for $700, all I do is fill the gas and oil and run and cut and cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. Fill it up again, cut, sharpen the chain, cut. There's no worry about fiddling around with this or that. You just go. And for people that are trying to become gainfully employed, either tree service, firewood, or whatever, I would say go with the OEM. Or try and find an older saw. It's up to you. I mean, I busted my fanny off on a couple jobs, and I picked this up. It's got the heated handle. The only thing I really want to do with this is maybe put a 3/4 wrap, and I'm just going to have to find out, how to swap. There's probably a wire here. I'll have to cut this and put this heater unit on the 3/4 wrap. But I'll tell you what, I mean, this saw here, I got a muffler mod on it. Let me see if I can show you what I did. I tried the one, I don't know if that's showing up here. I don't know if you can see I got the dual tubes here on it. And that really worked very well. So, I'm going to run it like this for a while, break it in. And then if I want, I can get in here, take these caps off, do a little work to the transfers, and then try it again. And then if I want, I can go into the cylinder and do a little bit of work. But these saws, these 572s and the new versions, as far as the cylinders go, I port mapped them. They're pretty good. There's not huge gains like there would be in 064. Those days are gone. So all these guys trying to sell you on these Portworx and high compression, these here, no way would I run high compression. I think you're out of your mind. Look at this is the stock compression. Look at this. I mean, that's what do you need more than that for? Whatever, to each his own.